Namaste, welcome again to a Thursday evening yin yoga practice. As ever, make sure you have handy for yourself any kind of props that you might want to make use of. Blocks, bolsters, blankets, straps. Only limits your imagination in terms of what you think you want to or can find a way to support your postures. So we'll begin this evening in a belly down position. So if it's comfortable for you, you can come onto your belly. You might tuck your chin and plop your forehead on the ground. You might opt to take one or the other cheek to your mat, letting your hands rest at your side. Or of course, if you find it a better solution, perhaps you'll just lightly stack your hands underneath the cheek or the forehead. If it's at all possible, we'll get those hands out of the way. Our first real posture is going to involve potentially that little propping action. So find some way to get fairly comfortable here. Begin to bring your focus into your body. Taking a moment to feel the ground underneath you. Likewise, feeling yourself connected to the ground. Begin to notice what it feels like in your body to be connected to the earth, but also to be in the space around you. The sky comes all the way down to the ground and envelops the back of your body. Maybe you can feel the space around the tips of your fingers. The space just settles nicely into the subtle curve of your low back, the backs of your knees and thighs. As you continue honing your focus and awareness, allow it to shift momentarily toward the rhythm of your breath, noticing the pace, the depth of your breathing, without any concern about whether it's good or bad. Not that interested in changing what the experience is, but definitely allowing yourself to acknowledge the experience. To notice your breath exactly as it is, moment to moment. Remembering that, true to the name, in the practice of the yin yoga, there's very little emphasis on what you are doing, more so in interest in what is happening to you. Let your awareness take in subtle information, the tiny sensations you might normally just pass off or ignore. Let them be of interest to you this evening. Taking a few more moments. Right here, I think getting prepared for our first official posture. You'll remain in this belly down posture. Of course, if anything needs to adjust or anything has become very uncomfortable, good opportunity to just shimmy around a little bit. And we're going to create just a slight elevation for the shoulders, maybe the head, neck. So again, you could opt to kind of just stack your forearms, maybe settle your forehead right there in the center, or perhaps prop onto your elbows. You might use stacked fists to create a little support for your head, letting those elbows sneak in underneath your chest to give some support to the chest and shoulders. If it's comfortable enough, maybe with your elbows parked underneath your shoulders, you'll extend your hands, planting the palms onto the earth for a little Sphinx Pose. It would be the case that your body is very comfortable. You might opt, in that case, to widen and extend your arms, just subtly pressing into the ground to keep that elevation in the chest. And of course, again, if you have and want to use props, a block can settle under the chest, whether the arms are extended or bent. A block could settle under the forehead. Whether you've got a prop there or not for your head, you might find it most comfortable to kind of gently tuck the chin and let the head be heavy. You might find that it's more comfortable to have the chin a little bit elevated. Either way is okay, and don't be shy about acknowledging if what initially seemed like the move for you gradually reveals itself to maybe not be so much what your body wants to do. You're welcome to make little adjustments as you go. Find some way to settle your body in. Gradually, the little wiggles might settle into stillness. Your eyes close, and your attention once again goes deeply into the sensations in your body. Feeling your breath as it opens the space inside your body, feeling your breath as it exits, encourages your body to soften and relax a little bit more. Awareness focuses in the body. Acknowledge wherever there might be even subtle sense of tension, or perhaps asking yourself, what is the most tensed up or the most activated part of my body? And when you find something that's just a little bit engaged or might be clearly working compared to everything else, let that part of your body just soften 50%. No need to fully release. Just begin the process of releasing. Can it be a little bit easier? Can it be a little bit softer?
distinct need to adjust your posture, now's a great time to do it. Maybe backing things off, calling in some support, or allowing for a more gentle variation of your posture. But also being open to the notion that perhaps your body is capable of finding a more expressive version of the posture, this back bending action, maybe having had the time to gently work its way in. You're able to push a slightly larger range of motion while still managing to maintain that sense of ease, to maintain that sense of the process of relaxation, not tightening up, gradually loosening, not locking steady, just patiently and perseveringly allowing things to find ease and freedom. Body the opportunity to complete 3 full cycles of breath, keeping for just a few moments longer a keen willingness to stay softened, to stay receptive to the experience you're having. If your body is wanting to, or is exceptionally willing to stay here, consider doing exactly that. No need to rush on your way out. In fact, hopefully we can, when the time is right, very mindfully and gently release the posture. No rushing, even if we're definitely ready to leave. Gently releasing toward that little belly Shavasana, whether that's stacked arms, or if you took a cheek to the mat before, maybe using the opposite cheek here. Take a few cycles of breath to allow your body to feel perhaps even more of a sense of release. Nothing else, maybe a sense of relief. No longer in that back bending posture. Where is there a clear sense of motion and flow inside the body? How does the body respond to having held and now let go of a particular shape? To move along, start to bring yourself up towards all fours, just briefly, to a little tabletop posture. Once again, having it in mind that you've got props available to you should you need or want to utilize them. Start to walk the hands forward, leaving your hips stacked over your knees thereabouts. Just casually begin to send the hands forward and to release the chest toward the earth. So like before, you might find that it's best to get down onto your forearms fairly quickly.
And settle the crown of your head to the ground, kind of just like a
high-hipped child's pose kind of action. If it's comfortable enough to do so, you might opt to fully extend those arms. Your chest and chin might work their way to the ground. A little puppy dog stretch. This again might be made a little more accessible for you with the block underneath your chest or underneath perhaps the forehead to get support up to you if you find that you have a lot of mobility through the upper back. If you're able to bring that chest down to the ground, you might opt to connect with your palms, bringing those hands maybe to the back of the head. Maybe they can even reach to your back, or for a great deal of excitement, if there's a lot of range of motion, you can elevate your arms on blocks or bolster to get an even greater stretch as the chest comes down to the ground. Before, behind in a variation of posture that is reasonably comfortable for you. It doesn't have to feel exclusively good, but you will be here for a while. Allow the chest to feel the draw of gravity. Allow your arms, whether they're extended or significantly bent, to feel the draw of gravity downward into the support of the earth. The more you are able to give in to gravity, the more support you're ultimately going to access. Don't resist. Receive that support. Notice where your body intuitively or instinctually tightens. See if you can convince the body to soften maybe just 50%, whatever the most activated and engaged part of your body is. What will it feel like if you just scale that back 50%, just a little softer? Just a little more at ease. If you're needing to make a dramatic adjustment to your posture, great time to do so. No need to question the urge to make the adjustment. Simply make it so you can get back to paying attention to more subtle information. Feeling your body and its connections to the earth. Feeling your body and its extension and expansion into the space around you. Feeling your body as it expands and releases on the rhythm of your breath. body the opportunity to cycle through 3 more full, complete breaths. Not rushing the inhales, not forcing the exhales, allowing the breath to be smooth and deep, but accepting the breath even if it is not deep or smooth or slow. Take all the time you wish to remain in this posture. Explore it a little longer if the body has really settled into a good place. Otherwise, once the body is ready, with great care, with attentiveness, slowly release from the posture. Be accountable for every action you take to exit, arriving briefly in, once again, a tabletop action. Maybe your body just pauses here. Notice how it feels to be free of the shape you've been holding. Where does your body perhaps suddenly experience a flow or rush of perceived motion? Where is there a clear sense of freedom and release? And what maybe feels more or less the same? There might be movement for the body to take here. Maybe the stillness will be more revealing. No right or wrong approach. Be attentive to whatever approach you take. Be present for whatever your experience is presenting to you. Recommitting some attention to your breath. As you find yourself ready to, you'll settle back towards any child's pose variation that suits you. Again, bear in mind, you'll be there for a while. Perhaps a very wide knee foundation, maybe the big toes touch together. You can make lots and lots of space. So there's room for your belly to drop down. You might support your belly or your chest with a block. A bolster could go under there as well. Maybe tucking, again, the forearms underneath to create extra support. Perhaps the arms want to extend long. Knees might choose to be close together. Maybe you're resting your belly right down on top of your thighs. Your forehead can tuck in toward your knees. The arms might smush in, or maybe they'll reach back toward your heels. Any version of that child's pose action is good. Something that will allow you to feel support from below. Allowing your body to release into the pull of gravity. Let gravity tell you exactly where the support is. It's directly below you. Find the right posture. Tend to creating release in your body. Softening anything that might be clearly engaged or activated. If only by 50%. Just a little willingness to release, a little willingness to let go. Feel the spaciousness in the back line of your body as you inhale Feeling as you exhale more connection to the ground, more trust in the support underneath you. Finding that your posture has become unsustainable, or if you're discovering that having had the chance to begin to soften and to gently stretch, the body is willing to take on a little bit more, then make the appropriate adjustments here. Take props out, add props in. Subtle adjustment to your posture, maybe a radical adjustment to your posture. Be willing to try. Be willing to let your body help to guide you to the best possible posture at this moment. It may not be what you expect. It may not look normal. Let it feel like a position from which you can benefit from softening, from releasing, from allowing your breath, your body, the ground to all conspire together to benefit you. Being sure to find at least 3 more cycles of your breath as smooth and deep and easy as your inhale is willing to be, as smooth and complete and effortless as your exhale is willing to be. Give your body full permission to stay here, to continue reaping benefit, or to dive deeper into the experience that might be unfolding and revealing itself to you. But if the body is ready, when the body decides it's ready to leave this child's pose, do so with great awareness, attention, and intention. Returning briefly to your tabletop position. If motion seems appropriate, is spontaneously coming through, allow for it. but do so with your mind present to the experience. Notice what you're feeling as you're in motion. Be willing to simply allow for stillness. Again, this practice is not interested in how much you do, what you do. This practice is interested in what you might discover and notice when you are not doing anything at all. What's happening to the side of, just above, or just below the surface of what it appears that you are doing. What's going on at the level of being? What's already there, whether you're doing something or not? Body is ready to do so, giving yourself ample time to make this transition, several rounds of breath. Perhaps you'll begin to lower onto your back, whatever route is the most accessible, logical, comfortable for you. That's the one I recommend. Carefully lowering yourself down onto the ground. And upon arrival, listening to your body's guidance, maybe you'll find a brief full body stretch just to get settled in here, or perhaps you're more of a knees to chest kind of person. Do whatever might feel right so that your body can get acclimated to this new reality. Feel the extreme change in sensation. Notice where you're connected to the earth and how that feels. Notice where your body is exposed to or intruding into the space around you. What does that feel like? Prepare to get to our first supine posture here, then you can gently create a little starfish action with your body, sending your feet out toward the corners of your mat. Likewise, your arms extending gently overhead out toward the corners of your mat. We'll talk variations for this as we go along in case that's not a comfortable action for you. Basic idea here is to create a nice side bending action. So you might be able here to grab a hold of your left wrist with your right hand and just to create a gentle pull. You might bring that grip more towards your tricep and give a little bit of a pull, or you might discern that grabbing a hold is maybe no good for your shoulders. You might instead just kind of reach your left hand over the top, like a big swimming kind of action, and then bring your right hand down toward your right thigh or even to your right knee. Just something that helps you feel your left rib cage opening gently, maybe a light squeezing action through the right ribs. However you can create this side stretch is good. Once your upper body is reasonably happy, then you add the lower half by just sliding that left ankle over to meet the right. They can lightly connect, or maybe they don't connect at all. You can cross your left ankle over the top of your right, feeling that subtle lengthening action in the left rib cage and waist. Now also expanding over the outer hip, along the IT band, all the way down the ankle, even to the pinky toe. Your hips and shoulders are both relatively flat to the mat. The side body is opening. If If you overshot the mark, you can back it off a little bit. Find some smooth, easy breaths to encourage your body to relax into this action. It doesn't need to be, almost shouldn't be, that deliberate of an action. It's definitely a side bend or purposeful in having set the body up this way, but no need for extra effort, no benefit to be had here from striving to move the body deeper. Give yourself the chance to rest in the posture you've created. See what comes up over time. It might feel good now. Maybe it won't as things progress. Maybe it's uncomfortable now. It might not stay that way forever. Give it some time. Release the resistance you can. Acknowledge any tension or resistance that cannot be released. You find that your posture is absolutely unsustainable, definitely make an adjustment here. If your body has adapted to the posture you created, perhaps there is a want or maybe a clear need to express the posture a little more deliberately, make that adjustment. Whether you're adding or subtracting is fine. Just continuing to bring awareness to bear on your experience and seeing to it that we're not adding intention, even though we might be adding more expression to the posture. Always with an eye toward creating that feeling of receptivity, allowing the body to have support, allowing the body to have breath. Your body here the opportunity to find at least 3 more cycles of breath. When your body's ready to release, as ever, do so with care, with awareness, attentive to the experience of releasing the posture as well as attentive to your experience. Having returned to the center, maybe back to that starfish action, maybe a brief knee to chest squeeze or a brief full body stretch, motion or stillness. Either way, in any case, complete awareness.
setting up that posture on the other side of your body. Once you're ready, maybe beginning by grabbing a hold of your right wrist overhead with your left hand. Maybe that grip is on the forearm or at the tricep. Maybe a slight pull, maybe a little shimmy of the shoulders just to open up the right rib cage a little bit, the right waist. Again, you could opt instead to bring that left hand along your side and just kind of subtly be extending that right hand over the top. Anything that helps you sense spaciousness and opening, a gentle stretching of the right rib and waist area. Once you have found what's going to work for you there, you can slide your right ankle over to meet your left. Maybe it doesn't get there. You might opt to stack that right ankle over the top. You don't have to. Shoulders and hips more or less equally settled on the earth. Again, this is working to the side of the body. If you've overshot the mark, you can back it off. If you're finding the want or the need to deepen the posture more, maybe shimming your hips over to the right to accentuate the side bending action. Feeling how your breath navigates the shape you've made. Invite the breath to expand, creating a soft, very natural sense of stretch as you inhale. Be purposeful about your willingness to soften and release as you exhale. Doesn't mean you have to fully let go, but at least be willing to initiate the process of letting go. Simply by acknowledging your willingness to not grip, to not tense or cling. You've already started the work of softening, of letting go and releasing. It's a great opportunity to check in if your attention has wandered away, or if you've been very quietly suffering, gritting your teeth to hang on. Make an adjustment to the posture. We don't want to run away from sensation. We don't want to miss the opportunity to release old tension, held emotion, but we also want to be able to be in this posture with some degree of comfort. Whether you're adding to or subtracting from the overall expression of the posture, be doing so in a manner that feels supportive of your ability to be in the posture in a relaxed and inquisitive manner. once again. 3 more complete cycles of breath. No resistance to the inhalation. No resistance to the exhalation. The breath and the body interacting, and your mind present for the experience. Remaining with your posture. If something productive is underway, if something interesting is happening otherwise, when you're ready to, a careful and mindful release from the posture toward a neutral position, whether it's that starfish action, toward a brief Shavasana, maybe a full body stretch or knee to chest pose. So ready from there, bending at your knees, place the soles of your feet on the earth, your arms extending out at a T or goal posted, just clearing them perhaps out of the way so you can have some space to carefully begin to windshield wiper your legs from side to side, just exploring the range of motion that's there. Maybe 3 or 4 times back and forth until you feel like the moment is right to allow your legs to continue releasing all the way towards the ground. Mindful as ever that you don't need to get your legs all the way down to the ground, but we don't want to be forcibly holding them up any more than we want them to be forcibly being released down. You might get one leg all the way to the earth, the other one may be suspended. That's fine. A block or a bolster may go in between your legs or underneath the bottom leg for support. That could be a block underneath the bottom leg. It could be a block in between. You won't hold this twist quite as long as the other postures, so do what you can to really accelerate with your mind your ability to be softened into this posture, to experience the way your breath interacts with this posture. This very gentle twisting action. Opening through your lower back. Opening through the belly and the overall core. Working the core, not with tension and tightening, working the core with spaciousness, expansiveness even. Let the core fill with breath. Let the emptying of your breath encourage softening and release. Grant your body the opportunity to find 3 more cycles of breath. At minimum, don't rush out of this twist. Stay with the posture for a little while longer. If that seems appropriate or necessary for you, don't be shy about that at all. If the body is ready to come out, when the body is ready to come out, be mindful as ever, attentive as ever, possibly pausing in the center to be still, to experience the difference between the left and right side of your body. Maybe reinitiating that rocking side to side action, that windshield wiper action, to prepare for the other side. You might, from that moment of stillness in the center, right away be willing and ready to drop the knees over to the other side. Don't overthink. Let your body help guide the way. Trust what your body has to tell you. Trust what the ground underneath you, the gravity exerting against you, the breath circulating through you have to offer. Receive the benefit of all of these. Supporting the twist in any way that you need, modifying the posture in any way that you need. With the briefer stay, really let yourself emphasize softening into and releasing effort to achieve your posture. Gentle expansiveness through the core and the low back as you breathe in. A willingness to accept, to receive support from the earth, stability from the force of gravity, motion and activity from the force of your breath. Granting your body at least 3 more complete cycles of breath. Not an ounce of rush or hurry. Simply the coming and going of breath. Witnessing, acknowledging, appreciating the full depth of your inhale, the entire experience of your exhale. Staying with your posture for longer if need be, releasing the posture with care and mindfulness whenever you might deem yourself ready, and as always, a little freedom, whether that's to be still in the center, stretched along, knees to chest, basic Shavasana, whether it's a little bit of movement for your body. As we prepare to wind things to a close, I invite you to either take just a gentle, easy, plain old Shavasana with the palms turned up at your side and your legs extended. If you find it a happy posture for your body, maybe you'll use, as this brief final relaxation, a little reclined Cobbler's pose. Your feet can settle together with the knees out wide. The legs might be fairly long and extended here to make for a more subtle experience. If your hips really do enjoy being wide open, of course, you can take a more extreme variation, but this isn't really truly a yin posture here. Simply a moment to integrate the previous work in your practice. Finding a posture here that is genuinely comfortable, very sustainable. Breathing smoothly and freely in. Breathing naturally and effortlessly out. At least one more time this evening, albeit somewhat briefly, give your body completely to the force of gravity. Let it be pulled into the ground. Give your body completely to the ground. Let the ground support you. Give up any resistance to the coming and going of your breath. Allow the breath to happen to you. Not striving to create it, nor resisting the rhythm and pace. Seeing to it that your face is soft, your jaw unclenched and relaxed. As ever, giving your body full permission to remain as it is. You may stay where you are all the way till morning or until wherever a good deal from now is where you are. But perhaps you'd like to close things out in a more official manner. If so, begin to find gentle movement in your body. Could be wiggling in your fingers and toes or circling through your wrists and ankles. Maybe a little flexing through the knees and elbows, or little rocking actions through your hips and shoulders. might stretch your body long, like you're waking up in the morning with a big sigh. You might pull the knees into your chest, giving yourself a big strong hug. It feels comfortable to do so. I invite you to roll to one side, resting briefly in a fetal posture. If your body is slow to return, don't rush it. Be aware of that want, even a need to take things at a more leisurely pace. If your body is more of an active, restless nature, perhaps you're already prepared, maybe already even you are arrived in a seated posture. Take your time to get there if that's where you're ready to be. Don't force or rush yourself to be there if that's not where you're ready to be. Wherever you are going to be most comfortable in this moment, just be there all the way, that's all. Fully attentive to your experience, fully embracing the coming and going of your breath, receptive to everything about this moment, the support of the earth beneath you, and the force of gravity which allows the ground to offer you that support. Fully present to the breath which comes through your body, animating your physical form and fueling all of the mental activity. Wherever you are, find another big deep breath. Use it to completely saturate your body with new energy, with oxygen, and as you exhale, easily but completely, allow any lingering tension, stagnation, or stress to be flushed free, to be cleared out. Taking another big deep breath in, fill your body up with whatever you might be needing at this moment, and as you exhale, gently clear away anything at all that you don't need, to make space, to clear out more room. Fill that space up. A deep breath in. Anything at all you need, have it right now. All yours. Exhale, releasing anything at all that no longer serves you. Let it go. Finding one last unified breath. Feeling your body and gently releasing as you go about the rest of your evening or day. As you head into the future, I invite you to take this practice, the sense of awareness and receptivity to all the good things surrounding you with you through the coming moments and days. Carry along peaceful thoughts for your mind, peaceful words for your lips, and peace, of course, for your heart and recognition and in appreciation of the spark within each and every single one of us around the world. We can bow forward together to say Namaste. Namaste. Again. Happy Thursday. As always, be very, very, very well.